I think I'm going to make 7 times from here in the next 10 years. I make 1.5 or 2 times in the next 3 years. So I think in 2025, I think it'll be 500 or 600. It's now 228. And then I think that by in 10 years, 8 or 10 years, we ought to be somewhere around $4.5 trillion. Elon says now it's a $700 billion market cap. Elon says he thinks it's going to be bigger than Apple and Saudi Aramco together.
You believe that?
Yes.
Hey guys, now I love YouTube so much, and as much as I'm helping you guys, I hope that you know that you're helping me too. But man, was I wrong about Tesla. And I do listen when you make a good point. You see, in my last video, I told you guys November 8th would be a big catalyst day for Tesla. And I put out some price predictions that were not clear enough, and I might have missed the boat. So in this video, we are gonna discuss what I said that was wrong, why Tesla has been selling off, and what I think could happen. And be sure to stick to the very end because we're gonna discuss where Tesla could end up by the end of this year. Because we have some new information that might surprise you if you're a Tesla investor. And in exchange for that, all that I ask is that you gently hit the like button. It only takes a split second, so with that in mind, let's get into it. Now, how was I wrong about Tesla? Well, on a previous video, I said that on November 8th, that day would be a big catalyst for Tesla, which could turn into positive price movements for the stock. But as we found out, Tesla hit a new 52-week low and the YouTube comments started to come in. And as many of you pointed out, this is where I was actually wrong. I wasn't clear enough on the data on when these price changes have historically happened, and I just didn't make the data clear enough. But now we have new insights and information that I really need you guys to pay attention to. But before we go over that, we need to go over the real reason why we saw Tesla stock drop over 10% this past week. Well, as it turns out, Elon Musk has sold 18 million shares of Tesla worth over $3.5 billion. He sold on November 4th, November 7th, and November 8th, which explains the price drop in the stock. And this was only a few days after buying Twitter, and this was also more likely to finance his Twitter buyout. And let's not forget that after the complete buyout, Elon pulled out dozens of Tesla engineers to Twitter to help him with the code and other work. And there are also many people thinking that Elon's Twitter buyout is hurting Tesla's public image, which could also impact the stock price as well. But I have recently made a video explaining why I think Elon buying Twitter is a genius idea. So be sure to check that out. Now, we all thought Elon was done selling his Tesla stock, as it was confirmed by a tweet not too long ago, but I guess the selling was not over. And it's something that I didn't see coming. It's something that many of us did not see coming. Now I'm going to give you the real data in specific time frames as to where we could see Tesla by the end of the year. So look at this. According to a recent study by the New York Times, the average gains for the S&P 500 for presidential terms from the 1900s to 2021 are 12.9% for the first year, 6.2% for the midterm year, which is what we're currently in right now, 16.7% for year 3, and 7.3% for the 4th year. And after the midterm elections since World War II, since 1946, stocks have increased over 17% in the year after the midterm, which also means that year 3 is the strongest year for stocks. So in our case, 2023 could be very bullish for stocks and crypto markets. This also goes in line with Tesla's possible stock buyback in 2023. Now, in order for us to see where Tesla could end up by the end of the year, I need to show you one last chart, which I think you'll want to see, because right now, we are also in the best 6-month period to invest in, and of course, midterms also fit into this period. Now, historically, November has kicked off what's known as the best 6-month period of the year to invest, all the way through April. And the data does back that up. The price returns for the S&P 500 from November through April has recorded the highest average price change of any rolling 6-month period for the year since 1945. And according to this graph, the average market returns during midterm elections to year end is about 7% and 17% in the year after the midterm elections. So all this data that I showed you guys are for the months after the midterm elections, which also includes the best 6 months to investing for the stock market.
It all makes sense now.
And right now, especially Tesla's fundamentals do not reflect the stock price. And I'm going to show you why. Because despite being red, Tesla earned 8 times as much profit per vehicle as Toyota Motor Company in July to September. Now, despite being outsold more than 7 to 1, and Tesla vehicles are only getting better and faster, but to outstrip 8 to 1 in a car company is a staggering statistic. When you think about it, Tesla reported about 3.3 billion in net profit in the quarter, and Toyota earned about 430 billion yen, which is about $3 billion, and that is also shocking. And all of these legacy automakers, like Toyota, will be in a world of hurt over the next 5 to 10 years, because I believe that all ICE manufacturers are going to suffer, and the leadership of Toyota are not taking the right steps to move toward battery electric vehicles as we go forward. And now, despite all of that, Tesla has been under $200. Why? Because Elon sold shares, and some people believe that Elon Musk is distracted with Twitter, and of course, he's going to work there hard for 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe a couple of months, get it all straightened out, and then get back to Tesla. But Elon did say that Tesla is good enough on its own. And what I just showed you is one of the few examples where fundamentals are not reflected on the stock price. Now, pay attention to this. Your goal is to be invested for as long as you can. Time in the market beats time in the market. I've made a few videos on dollar cost averaging, so many of you are probably tired of it by now, but I continue to invest in Tesla despite all the price drops, and this is called conviction. So if you're asking yourself, what if Tesla goes lower? What are your options exactly? Well, you can sell, but my question to you would be why? If you truly feel that Tesla will not hit your price target for the next year or 5 years from now, then I honestly understand that decision. But if you just bought Tesla because you know that Tesla is going to go to the moon and you actually did not have a plan for the stock, then I would suggest that you build a plan today and do some major analysis on the stock and then make an informed decision based on your research and not your emotions or based on a YouTube video.
And that's fact.
Then you will make the right decision for you. And selling may just be up to you and to your analysis. On the other end, you can go discount shopping like I will if the price keeps falling further. And I do still think that Tesla will be at $250 by the end of the year, but that's if we compare it to stock returns after the midterm elections and also apply fundamental analysis to the stock. And in 2 years, the stock would be at $600, so if it falls again 10%, then it will be a golden opportunity to add more shares if it meets your criteria and targets to buy. Now, I hear some of you guys out there saying right now, I didn't have a plan when I bought, other than the stock is just going to the moon, and some of you out there saying that you don't have money to buy the dip again. Well, then you need to get those tools in your tool bag ASAP. Do something and have a plan before selling or buying another stock, and getting control of your money so that you have money to take advantage of the opportunities like we have right now. And we will probably continue to have these opportunities in the market in the near future. So what am I doing personally with my Tesla stock? Well, there are 2 criteria when it comes to investing that I always follow. The first criteria is that no one can time the market. The greatest investors ever all say it, and virtually anyone with any credibility in the finance space says it too. So there's zero point in trying to time the market. And the second criteria is to have a plan before buying or selling. And since I cannot time the market like we just talked about, I'm not going to guess the bottom or try to figure out where it's gonna go or anything else like that. And it doesn't matter that I can't do that either. What matters is that I did my due diligence and I have a price target in my mind that is based from my due diligence and that is based on real facts, not hype, not hope, and not fear either. And to be honest, not based on any of those crazy charts and graphs and all of the other ridiculous stuff out there. I know where I think Tesla will be in a year or 2, or 3 or 5 years, and all of that's based on my due diligence. And I also know what price Tesla has to fall for me to add more shares to my position if it drops even further. It's written down, and the dumber Wall Street gets, the happier I get, because when you have a plan and defined targets, you take emotion completely out of the equation, and that is the key to buying. You will not panic sell, and you won't FOMO buy either. That is how you successfully build real wealth. But as I showed you guys in the data, the next 6 months should be bullish for the stock market. And if you plan on waiting for the stock to go lower, well, then you might wait forever. As for me, if Tesla dips and hits my mark, I will simply add more shares, and if it dips further, I will add even heavier. And this is proven through the numbers not a feeling or opinion or charts or graphs, but the best strategy to handle a market crash every single time is to just DCA. And if Tesla happens to run up instead, then I'm a happy shareholder because I bought a ton of shares already when I had my price targets. And remember that nothing has fundamentally changed for Tesla, and this is a long-term hold for me. And I will happily continue to add through this downturn if they want to continue to give me discounts. And if we actually end up following through with the data for the best 6 months of the stock market and we only go up from here, then so be it. So be sure to like and share this video to every Tesla shareholder out there that needs to see this. Also, do not forget to subscribe for more content. Until next time.